Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, what happens when you have lost everything and there is no hope of living? This happened to me within 2 years. Imagine just 2 years I had lost everything that I literally had. This is what happened. When I came to the city, I was full of energy. I wanted to make it just like anybody else. Whenever we leave our village homes, we want to make it, we want to change our lives and even change the lives of them we left in the village. So I came in the city. When I came in the city, the first thing I did, I didn't have a place to stay, so I would sleep in the streets. If not sleeping in the streets, I would go to a prayer center. So we all know that not everybody who goes to the prayer center is born again. So some people, they go there to be delivered from some evil habits, for example, theft. So my first moment, I lost my phone in a prayer center. And at this point, I didn't have even money. I didn't have a place to stay. I didn't have a place to live. And that was the first phone that I lost in a prayer center. It was, I felt useless. But the amazing thing is that after that time, we had a conference at that time, and that conference, everyone had come, including those who wanted to be delivered from theft, and I was there tempting them with my phone, which they took. So afterward, I got a job in a church. It wasn't really a job. I got a place where I was going to volunteer, and a different church where I was volunteering. So the pastor of that church was so kind, and he was like, why should I have two phones whenever you don't have a phone? So at this point, he gave me one of his phones. But something so weird happened again. Hey, Nairobi. I went on one Sunday after the church. I decided, let me go to town, now in the Nairobi town. And those who know Nairobi, you know OTC. So I had a jacket. I had placed my phone here. That jacket had some pockets here. So I decided when I got to OTC, I have relatives who work at OTC. So I decided, let me go greet my uncle and my cousin. So, little did I know that the enemy was waiting for me at OTC. So immediately after alighting the car, I meet with some two men. They were moving together and they were moving towards me. I was so new in Nairobi. I was a village girl. So at this point, one came up to where I was, and then when they got close to me, they diverted. One went this route, and the other one went the other route. So at that point, I was so angry because they were squeezing me, and I was like, you guys go away. But someone shouted, and he was and told me, those people are this. And you know what I did? Those two men, I told them, you guys, you need to get born again. And at this point, I'm not remembering I'm having my phone here. My phone was here. And I'm telling these people they should get born again and stop stealing, but they've already taken my phone and I never noticed. So after telling them, they started pointing one another and they were like, it's not me, it's the other guy who has taken your phone. And I never realized they've already stolen my phone. So, hey. So after walking like 2 minutes, I decided to check my phone, and I'm like, what? I can't see my phone and I can't see the guy. It was bad. The phone I had was even a phone that I had been given. I didn't own it. So I lost it. Afterwards, Kanairo, Kanairo, the city of thieves, the Nairobi. Afterwards, I got a, after now the volunteering ended, I decided to start a small business. And this business was still at OTC. I was selling like tomatoes, potatoes, everything to do with soko, everything to do with market and foods. So at this point, I have my backpack bag, and I used to put my phone. I used to stay with my phone because I'm here at the back, and the client and the place where we used to put our food stuff, it's there at the front. So whenever I had a client, I had a backpack that I had placed at my foot. Whenever I had a client, I could put my phone down where my backpack is, inside the backpack, and then serve my clients. So it happened. Hey. So one client came. You know, when this client came, definitely I'm there. I need money. I'm desperate. I'm desperate for money. I put my phone there and I serve my client. After serving my client, I go back to my bag just to find my phone is not there. So guys, is Nairobi a zone of witchcraft or what? Even today, I've never understood where that phone went. And it was my most expensive phone at that point. I had saved, I had sacrificed to buy that phone, and it was my favorite phone. Then within no time, within 2 seconds, it's not there. Hey, that is just a by the way. More terrifying incidents happened where I was stolen. That is my third phone that has been stolen in Nairobi. My fourth phone, at this point, I never gave up, by the way. Although at one point, things became tough and I started giving up. I decided that I'm going now to start selling clothes. And because I knew Gikomba, I would go pick clothes in Gikomba, then go to universities and sell my two dresses in the university. So at this point, I'm coming from Rongai and I'm carrying my backpack. I have a big backpack that would fit the clothes, and I'm also having on the other hand, I'm having a small bag that I've placed money, and I've also placed phone. And I arrived the car, but immediately after arriving the car from Lungai, it was late. It was around 6 or 7. So I meet with this woman, and she's like, "Hey, excuse me, young girl, this man has dropped money here, and I don't know how to help this man. Can you please help me call that man so that we return this money?" And because I had a heart that I felt that man is old, and losing that money would be too much. So I approached that man, and that man was, "Wow, you guys are amazing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reward you. So take this money that you've already collected, go somewhere, get 3,000. At that point I'm like, wow, 3,000, hivyo nimeangukia. I've got 3,000 without doing anything. See, that is a miracle. And the woman suggested, "You're the one who have called that man, and he seems to trust him. So you go at that corner and remove that money. Remove 3,000 from that bunch of money." So the woman told me, "Let me hold your bag. Let me carry your bag. Where you go there and take the 3,000, then come back, you'll find me here." Hey, my mind, I never thought of what what would happen if I gave the woman back my bag. And then I said I had a small bag where I used to carry money and everything. So I took that bag from the main bag and I I put the money here on my chest. But in the process, the woman is like, stop, just put it here. I'll take care of it. You don't have to bother to put it in your chest. So I'm like, this man and this woman have trusted me with this big bunch of money. Why shouldn't I trust them with my phone and this few money, this to few hundred and thousand that I have already earned? And at this point I left them just to get at that corner and realizing that that bunch of money was not money, it was newspaper that had been folded. Then at the top they put a 50 bob. So that's how everything went. I went crazy. I lost everything once again. I didn't even have fare to take me back home. I just sat there crying, and well wishers gave me transport when I went home. I don't know how it is. I was able to rise again from that point because stock has gone, money has gone, my phone has gone. It was so terrible. Then the one that finished me, now I've upgraded from selling Mutumba clothes to selling new clothes. So I'm going to get stock from Isiri and I get at UTC. I'm there sitting at just next to a window, but the window is closed, and I'm trying to check if my clients, I'm trying to check on my phone if there are orders from my client because I deal online. So I had to check my phone. Unfortunately, so there is a thief. Don't forget that the window is closed. So there is a thief who is seeing whatever I'm doing. So whatever the thief did, this is the window. He came and pushed the window and he used force. So the first thing I did, nilishtuka. I got a little bit worried that I've been knocked. But at that point I'm tensing, the thief took the phone and has already gone. At this point I got mad. I left my stock in the car and I came out of the car. The bus through the window and the car was moving. Thanks God I had my brother who followed me. But then I left even without shoes. I left the bus without shoes through the window and the car was moving. I didn't care. I was following the thief. That phone was the difference between me and poverty. It was was to connect me to my client and money. And now the thief has already taken it. I felt my world has crashed. But who is God? My mom gave me her phone and I was able to continue doing my online hustle. And at that point, I became tensed. I could not sit. Even today, I really fear sitting next to the window. And I remember one day when I was still going to Isiri, I met with this pastor. Still, these pastors who go preaching at the bus. He was like, can you kindly push to the chair that is next to the window so that someone can sit next? Because the bus was already full. And I told him, no, I cannot get there. I cannot sit there because I've been stolen my phone severally. And he was like, he told me like, from today, listen, I am prophesying, you're never going to lose your phone. And I don't know if I believed or not, but later that Sunday, I took 1,000. That was so much for me, 1,000. And I went to church and I told God, you know what? I've given you this 1,000. We call it in our language, I'm just giving you this 1,000, not to blindfold you, but please ensure that I'll never lose my phone again. Because I had lost 5 phones, I had lost a lot of money, I had lost so much within those 2 years. I think it was even less than 2 years. It was about 1 year. My life in Nairobi was full of tears. And I told God, I have removed, this is all I have, God. I've given this 1,000. Please God, I know you have the power to protect me and to protect thieves from seeing me and to ensure that I am never going to be stolen again. And I can testify even today, God has been gracious to me. Recently, I left my door wide open and I found everything safe. I had left the phone, on the seat for 2 days, 2 nights. I never did it intentionally, or never did I do it to test God. I did it when I was rushing to go for a worship experience and I wasn't careful enough to check if I had closed my door, and I left it very wide open, just like this. Left it that way. And no one noticed that the door was open. So from that point, I knew that God has been faithful and He can restore and He can take us even to another glory. So guys, have you ever lost anything in Nairobi? Have you ever been stolen? Have you ever gone through that moment? I have lost everything. What happened and how did you handle it? And you can share with us. Let's help someone to ensure that somebody doesn't lose us. I lost. Please like my video. Please give me a like and also share with just a small story if it's possible. Let me see how you were stolen and how you overcame that fear of being stolen again. Thank you for watching.